It's coffee time, and to make my coffee today, I decided to use a French press. Now, it's not truly a French press, it's the French press attachment from Fire Maple that works with any of the X series boilers. If you're interested in seeing how this works, keep watching. Before I get started, I just want to thank Fire Maple for sending out their French press attachments so that I can share it with you. So as I mentioned, these will work with any of the Fire Maple X series pot, like the X2 Pro that I've previously reviewed on my channel. So what I thought I would do is just set this up, show you how it works. All right, let's get started. We have to get some water on to boil in order to make our coffee. The first thing I'm going to do is ignite the stove. Now the X2 Pro, it's like the others from Fire Maple. It can be a little noisy, so you'll have to bear with me with the sound. You can put that on and I'll quickly get the water in it. I'm putting in 500 mils or 2 cups of water. If I can see it through the steam. All right, I can see the measurement inside. I'm at the 500 mils. Now, hopefully again you can still hear me over the noise. I'm going to do my French press a little bit different today than I normally would. I don't do French press at all, often I should say, when I'm out in the woods. Reason being is, in order to make this worthwhile, you do have to make a fair amount of coffee. 500 mils or 2 cups, that's 2 full cups, is the minimum that you want to use. I mean, that's about half the volume of the pot, so that's the minimum I want to use. Normally I don't make that much coffee at any one time, but today we are going to do that. So now here's the other thing I'm going to do different. Normally you would wait for your water to come to a boil. You would add your coffee to the water, let it sit. No bugs today, please, thank you. You would let it sit for 4 to 5 minutes and then use the plunger to push the coffee to the bottom. I'm going to do a crossover between that and cowboy coffee. So I have my coffee ground quite coarse, coarser than I would normally even use for a French press. 3, 4, 5. That's all I'm going to do. Just put it in, and the moment that it comes to a boil, I'll turn the heat off. So it's not boiling the coffee, but it's pretty close. So we just have to keep an eye on it. When it comes to a boil, I'll turn it off, I'll bring it back, and then we'll go on to the next step. All right. That's all I want to do. All right. We'll let that set for a few minutes. I can remove the pot from the top of the burner, put the burner aside. Still going to let it set for another couple of minutes. And I'm not even sure I need to do this, but I often like to stir to make sure all the coffee has been engaged with the coffee or with the water. But we're still going to let it set. Now, the difference between this and cowboy coffee, of course, is that if I was making cowboy coffee, I would have let that come to a boil and rolled the coffee for a minimum of 1 minute. Some people will say longer, but Morris Kahansky and a lot of people who I like to look up to will say 1 minute maximum. Personally, I'm not a fan of cowboy coffee. I know a lot of people are. However, I do like my coffee to be a little bit on the strong side. So I did a bit of a hybrid by adding my coffee to the water, bringing it to the boil, and taking it off. So it is hot and it is starting to boil, but it hasn't boiled like you would in traditional cowboy coffee. Now, let me show you the French press. Comes in this nice little envelope. 3 pieces. This is the filter assembly that's going to separate the coffee from the water and leave just the coffee behind. This is the cap, very similar to the cap that comes on the X2 Pro. And this is the piston. So the piston is inserted through the cap, screwed into the filter, like that, bottoms out. Good, that's all there is to it, right? That's all there is to it. Another minute or so, I'll take this cap off and I'll replace it with this one and we'll press the coffee through. Right, just before I put the French press on top of the pot, get some of the dirt off here, just give you a couple close-ups. You can see it's a very, very fine stainless steel mesh. silicone ring around the outside to make sure everything goes to the bottom. Really, that's all there is. Nothing special or nothing outrageously different about it. Let's put it on. Fits on exactly like the original lid. Actually, it's so close to the original lid, right? I'm going to snap it on so I don't spill any of my coffee, and then slowly just push it down. And when it bottoms out, like that, all the water and coffee or grounds and coffee are separated. Now where's my mug? My mug. Pour myself a steaming hot cup of coffee. It's going to take a few minutes before I can drink any of this. All right. I'll come back when this is ready to drink, and we'll close this video out. All right, let's do a taste test. Yep, that's good. Of course, it has to be good, right? I'm still using Rampage coffee, so I wouldn't expect any less from it. But it is still hot, very hot, in fact. I think I'll just put the lid on, put it down for a few more minutes while we close this video out. All right, there's the French press attachment back in its pouch. I'll be putting the specifications for it in the video description, of course, but it's probably 3-4 ounces. And I suppose if you wanted to leave the lid home from your pot and just use this as a lid and then just attach the French press, you could. It would work just perfectly if you're really counting the grams. Otherwise, just carry it along with you. If that's the way it comes. It's all compact. It doesn't really take up a whole lot of space. Okay, very simple device, but it extends the versatility of any of your compact stove pot systems from Fire Maple. Now, someone's going to ask, will it fit a jet boil? Honestly, I don't know. I will give you the physical specifications for it, but I don't own a jet boil, so I don't know if it's actually going to fit in. It really is only designed for the X series from Fire Maple. It won't even fit the Mars Radiant or the pressure, or what is the other one called? One with the pressure regulator. It's just meant for the X series, like the X2 Pro that I use today, but it works perfectly in those pots. Okay, I'll be putting the links to where you can take another look at this in the video description. I'll put the specifications there as well, but if you have any comments or questions, put them in the comments section. But until next time, get out and explore and take that path less traveled, because it will make all the difference. Bye for now.